it's just not pleasant. The temperature's not that bad. I just feel like I'm gonna be blown over, or the my wind is about to be knocked out of me, and you can hear those wind chimes in my front yard. They're really clinking and clattering in these gusts of winds that we're having. So, let me see, what can I ramble about? Today, I actually went to church. Amazing. I've been kind of on a faith journey for a while, spiritual journey. I want to say I'm not trying to convert anybody. This isn't, I'd never tried to do that. So I'm not preaching at you, I'm just talking about my story. I went to Catholic school for 13 years, kindergarten through high school. And I've dabbled in all sorts of spiritualities and faith traditions. And I'm certainly not dogmatic, but and by that I mean I am not religious. I'm still more spiritual. I am not religious, so I'm not dogmatic. I think a lot of the rules are ridiculous that many organized religions put forth and impose on people. And if you like to have that sort of structure, I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying, that's like a whole other video. Anyway, to get to the gist of it, what I'm trying to say is, I've just felt pulled back to the traditions and rituals of Catholicism, the faith that I grew up in. And I certainly don't agree with everything the Catholic Church teaches, and I wouldn't agree with everything that any organized religion professes. But the rituals, the traditions, the things like rosaries, stations of the cross, the rituals of the mass, that sort of thing, there's some sort of comfort to it for me. I've come to realize. So anyway, today I went to church, and also today is a new moon. It is a new moon in Pisces, I believe, and I just felt the last couple of weeks have been rough with being busy at work. My mom has to have chemo again, so I've been busy with her appointments, and it's just felt like a constant always being on, and just a lot of overwhelm in lots of areas of life. So I got my green tea here. So I've always been a sucker for new moons, full moons, and resetting at those time periods. And so university in the United States. And he said he gave his students an assignment to come up with their mission statement, and he read excerpts of some of these mission statements. And one of the mission statements that really resonated with me was someone had said that they see themselves as like a bee. B-E-E, like a insect flies around. And that caption, an online account where she posts videos pretending to be a witch. She thinks no one will take her seriously, but someone does. An unexpected message arrives begging her to travel to the remote and mysterious Nowhere house to teach 3 young witches how to control their magic. It breaks all of the rules, but Micah goes anyway and is immediately tangled up in the lives and secrets of not only her 3 charges, but also an absent archaeologist, a retired actor, 2 long-suffering caretakers, and Jamie, the handsome, prickly librarian of Nowhere House, would do anything to protect the children. And as far as he's concerned, a stranger like Micah is a real threat. An irritatingly appealing threat. As Micah begins to find her place at Nowhere House, the thought of belonging to somewhere where she feels like a real possibility. But the magic isn't the only danger in the world, and when peril comes knocking at their door, Micah will need to decide whether to risk everything to protect a found family she didn't know she was looking for. I can't remember how I found this book. I think it popped up on a social media platform as a recommendation, and I looked it up on Amazon. I was like, oh, this does sound nice. And I know some people who might be listening to me talk about going back to church and then reading something about witches. I know that's problematic for some people. It's not for me. But it just looks like, is that a warm hug of a book? I think it probably has lessons of belonging and finding family in unexpected ways, and that is a message that could resonate with lots of people, no matter what your background. So I'm eager to read this, and I'll let you know what I think of it. The earphones on this keep coming out. Once I'm done making this video, I want to watch the end of Fool Me Once on Netflix. I think I'm on like episode 7. I don't know if there's 7 or 8 episodes. I think there might only be 7, because at the end of episode 6, a big thing was revealed, and I think episode 7 is going to be giving a breakdown of, probably flashbacks of